The impact of the Prague Spring and Soviet invasion. So the obvious impact of the Soviet invasion of Czechoslovakia in 1968 was that it ended the Prague Spring reforms that had been started earlier that year. The authorities soon put things back to normal, as they said. But equally, the Soviet invasion of August 1968 and the Brezhnev Doctrine that followed a month later in September 1968 perhaps represent one of the low points in relations between the USA and USSR. Up until this point, the USA and USSR had tentatively been adopting a policy of détente towards one another, but this event did nothing to help those attempts at improved relations. The USA and other Western governments were outraged by the invasion, and many of them made strong protests to the Soviet Union. Indeed, even in the UN, they tried to pass a resolution condemning the invasion, but of course the Soviet Union used its veto, so that could not pass. Also, the Soviet Union was able to see that whilst the USA would protest about the invasion, it would not actually take direct action to oppose the Soviet Union in Europe. And other countries saw this too, that the Soviet Union would be criticised by the USA, but the USA would be less prepared to act. Nonetheless, this does worsen relations between the two countries, but equally there is also an impact in terms of relations and reactions from other communist countries. So Yugoslavia and Romania, both communist countries, actually condemned the Soviet invasion, and this strained their relationship with Moscow. The communist parties in Italy and France actually cut their ties to Moscow, but the reverse happened in East Germany and Poland, where they welcomed Brezhnev's actions, partly because obviously it made those governments feel more secure against threats to themselves. Ultimately, the Brezhnev Doctrine led to greater Soviet control of the members of the Warsaw Pact. Obviously, the invasion followed by the Prague Spring reinforced this and emphasised that members of the Warsaw Pact were going to be further under the close control of the Soviet Union. Clearly, this is the opposite of what the USA would have hoped for, and this is why relations become decidedly more frosty as a result of the Prague Spring and Soviet invasion.